Welcome to This is Namibia, a brand new show by Travel News Namibia and Venture Media. On this new series, we'll be taking you across spectacular Namibia, explore stunning destinations, meet interesting people, learn about Namibia's conservation success stories, and discover more about this enigmatic land. Today we visit well-known and loved sculptor Dirte Berner on her farm southeast of Windhoek. In 1966, Dirte moved to Namibia with her husband Volker, where the couple found their inspiration from the isolation of the Kalahari. She is a true pioneer of Namibian visual art, sometimes creating enormous pieces that weigh over half a ton. Although her sculptures can be seen in public spaces in Windhoek, as well as adorning private collections around the world, the permanent exhibition at her home on Farm Peperkorrel houses the largest collection of her work, producing over 350 works over 6 decades, with more than 40 exhibitions across 4 continents under her belt. She is a true Namibian icon.
My name is Dirte Berner. I was born in Germany in that time, in Posen. We were refugees of the war, 1945, and I grew up in Hamburg-Bergedorf. I went to school there, and I found with 14 years that I wanted to be a stone carver. When we went to my grandmother and I to the graveyard, to my grandfather's grave, we always passed gravestone chiseler, or how you call them, and I was so intrigued by it that I asked him for a piece of stone, and he gave it to me, and with a screwdriver and a hammer, I did my first try, and I knew immediately it's my work, it's my future. And because we were refugees, it was hopeless to really aim directly to it, and because my parents were very poor in a way, because they got only 2 suitcases which they could save from their living beforehand, and so I had to work very early and help myself with help in the family. And my first stone I did in 1962, I think. We went with the last money we had. We came with 100 D-mark here to Namibia in that time, 66. We ended up with a train. We came up with a train. It took 3 days almost, 2 days, and sitting in a compartment. We are in the meantime now more than 50 years in this country. We are very happy to still live here and work here. But we are old people now in the meantime, but still enjoy life. Geht zu Volker. Pepita geht zu Volker. To talk about this stone carving or chiseling of and making sculpture, it's my passion, and I can't explain it. It's my way to express myself, and I love stones. I love the work with the stone, and I feel totally at home with stone chiseling. and the expression comes while you think about it all the time. You all the time, if you are doing art from your life, your eye is always looking, your mind is always working, and the human condition, the people and nature is something which moves me very much and which I'm deeply involved in thinking about it. And I think that life is so interesting and so complex and so wonderful in a way, but otherwise it gives you shivers when you see what people have to survive of, or with what people have to endure. And otherwise how happiness can change life and so on. But you have to find always, as a stone carver or as a sculptor, the form to express yourself, and the form is the outside of a meaning, and it is the best if you balance the meaning and the material to a form. That is the best you can do, and you have to respect material. You can't, that's why I don't work with machinery, because you have to listen and to feel the stone. When I do workshops for people, I try to show them the respect you need for a material as well, and to find out how much response there is, how much hardness there is. A stone doesn't want to be destroyed. It's quite a hard interaction, and I think the best is if the stone and you find agreement somehow, and that is my philosophy of stone carving.
Joe's is a great escape to good food and great people.
It's very unique.
The bar stools is actually like a toilet seat, but don't get that confused with the men's room.
Quirky, unique, special.
It feels like a Bosveld only stuck.
There's a brilliant vibe here.
Definitely the best spot in Bangkok. Loving it.
Hi, my name is Herman Trieter and I'm a supervisor at Seymour Toll Street. Today's gadget of the week is the newly released eTrax 22X. This is a small, compact, interesting little GPS that can be used for multiple functions. It can be used while traveling to find lodges. You can load tracks for Africa, the map on it, to find places around Namibia and so the whole of Africa. They require satellites to function, and you have an accuracy of under 10 meters. These oaks can also be used on farms to measure your boreholes, to measure your fencing, and have all sorted and all information. You download a program onto your computer called Basecamp. All the information you store on here, your tracks, your routes, your waypoints, you can download via cable included onto your computer and manage your whole project from there. It also comes with interesting functions like a compass, a hunting fishing guide. It's got geocache on. Nice, compact, 25 hours battery life. The Garmin eTrax 22X.
Welcome to Africa on Wheels. My name is Ingo. I'm in the car rental industry since 1996.
Hi, I'm Bettina. I'm overviewing a few of the operations here at Africa on Wheels.
We mainly do Toyota 4x4 vehicles with camping equipment and without camping equipment. So Namibia is quite unique. You see all the different landscape, all the different colors. Roads are dirt roads, so for these roads you need a 4x4. It's higher and has better tires. We have our own workshop. We have qualified and experienced mechanics, so they make sure that every car is in a very good condition before they go out.
We follow the protocols by the Namibian Tourism Board and the World Travel and Tourism Council. We got our safe travel stamp, and we have specialized cleaning materials for our vehicles and the office. What makes us different is that we offer our clients to drive into the dunes and to cross all of the neighboring countries and even further, for example, going to Angola. You need special permission for it, but we try and accommodate all needs.
Everything is so packed that everything is in the car what they really need for a camping trip.
You can do it in your own pace. Driving through Namibia, you don't need to have a strict schedule. If you want to stay a little bit longer, make an extra turn somewhere. We are ready for you. Pack your bags and come.
Across the globe, passionate individuals serve as the guardians of our last wild corners, special species and remote locations under constant threat from an increasingly destructive developing world. Some of the most noteworthy conservation success stories: harsh terrain, inhospitable environments, home to wildlife and wilderness abundant, yet ever at risk. Daunting challenges that to most would seem impossible.
Struggling with no food, but we didn't stop.
If I don't protect this species, who's going to do that? So is that why I sacrifice my life to go on conserve the rhinos?
If Mole fails, then Ghana is without wildlife.
It's commitment and dedication and the patience that you have for the animals.
It is out of my way. Buffaloes, elephants, duikers, hartebeest are still in existence.
We see an intrinsic appreciation and joy from seeing the wildlife out here, but not everybody does.
This is the story of nature, of the wilderness, and of initiatives forged, manned and driven by passionate individuals and groups. This is the story of the last defenders. An estimated 70% of the over 2.5 million people who live within the Kavango-Zambezi Trans-Frontier Conservation Area rely to some extent on fish. Within the Zambezi region of Namibia, community fisheries reserves have been established to ensure sustainability of this critical resource. Sitting alongside the mighty Zambezi River, Salvation Matengo Ntelamo, a Fisheries Development Officer for the Namibia Nature Foundation, tells us more.
My name is Salvation Matengo Ntelamo. I joined the project in 2009 and I was just a fish monitor, whereby every day in the morning I could go to the river just to weigh fish from the fishermen and then find the length and the weight.
Yeah.
And then from there in 2012 I joined as a fish guard when Imperial Conservancy started to have a fish reserve. Now I work with communities regarding establishing fish reserves.
Okay.
Yeah. As we are talking now, we have the two piloting one. Is Kunga Conservancy we have one, the Kalimbeza channel, and the Imperial Conservancy we have one, the Kasaya channel. They are all gazetted, officially gazetted. It's not too easy working with communities. When we started, it was very hectic. Going there, telling them what to do. They were saying, no, we don't want you here. You want to stop us from fishing. But now when I'm talking to you now, every community has that interest. They want us to go there, work with them, establish fish reserves, as many as we can. The same communities are the people also who are doing the illegal activities, because you'll find that they hire people from Zambia, example, or from Angola, just to come and do the fishing for them. They can't go there, so they are also they are part of the problem also when it comes to illegal activities,
which makes it so much harder.
Yeah.
And what is the culture in terms of fish consumption here in the region?
Here in the region, yeah, we mainly depend on fish, but now there's this market in DRC, the Kasumbalesa one. Fish are finishing in Namibia. People who come all the way from Zambia, where they just come here in Namibia in the harbors, then they do this sorted fish and then they put them in the big bundles and then they transport them to Kasumbalesa. But these other people, they also bring fish in Katima at the open market there.
Okay.
Yeah, they sell and then they pay their school fees for their children just to buy food. When you compare the previous situation, those years, the 90s, the 80s, there were big brims when you go out there, the river. But these days, it is very rare to get a big brim, unless in those protected areas.
Okay.
That's where you find the big brims.
Okay.
But when you compare this where they are protected areas in the areas where they are not, those other areas are affected. There's no fish.
Really?
It's only small fish. You can't get big brims, the tigers. You can't see them.
What has the response been like from your community regarding the work that you do? Is it very positive or is it more negative?
No, it's very positive. The community is happy at large. They are saying at least you are putting our community on top. We are really trying. Even though when we started it was very hard for us to bring everyone on the board, but now we speak the same language. There's no problem. Everyone is happy with what we are doing, even though we are lacking somewhere depending on funds, but we are there. We don't have a problem, and I'm also happy for working for Namibia Nature Foundation.